for blood. When this town was like living hell, who ruled? A governor, Georgi Abashvili. Rich as Croesus, a lovely wife, a healthy child. That was him. No governor in Georgia had so many horses, and the tinkers thronged his doorways. So many soldiers served him, all sought his favor. So how do I do him justice, this Georgi Abashvili? Life was one long pleasure. There he wanders off to church. On Easter Sunday morning, his wish was his command. He was fit to burst, him and all belonging to that holy family. Full grace! Show grace! Your taxes are killing us! Everyone get it! Thank you! It's Easter, and for the first time the people saw the sun and air. The boy! The boy! 2 doctors danced attendance on that mighty child, the apple of his father, the governor's eye. Here he comes, Prince Kazbeki, in all his grandeur. He bows down before the mighty child. Even he pays his respects.
Happy Easter, Natella Abashvili.
A letter for the governor.
What a day. Since the heavens opened last night, I presumed the feast day would be gloomy. But this morning, a blue sky. Natella Abashvili, I love blue skies. I have a simple heart. And little Michael, quite a little governor, tickle, tickle. Happy Easter, little Michael.
Now, Arson, what do you say to Georgi finally deciding to begin building the new wing on the east side? We'll be rid of those stinking slums. They're going to be torn down for the gardens.
Good news at last. There's so much bad. Any news about the war, brother Georgi? A strategic withdrawal, idea. Oh well, these things do happen, these tiny reversals. Some you win and some you lose. It means little, doesn't it?
He's coughing, Georgi. Do you hear? He's coughing.
Nico Mikadze, I beg to remind you that I was set against the lukewarm bath. Your Graces, a slight oversight in the regulation of the bathwater's temperature.
Mikalo Lodze, I cannot agree with you. The bathwater temperature is exactly that prescribed by our great beloved Michiko Obo Lodze. Your Graces, it is much more likely to have been a draft during the night.
So look after him then. Georgi, he seems to be feverish.
Your Graces, no cause for alarm. The bathwater a little warmer, and it won't happen again.
Mikalo Lodze, I shall remember that.
Your Graces, no cause for alarm.
So. I always say, a twinge in my liver gives the doctor 50 lashes on the soles of his feet. But that's only because the time we live in has grown soft. There was a time we would have simply chopped his head off.
Let's get into the church. There's probably a draft here.
Governor, not before the service, Shalva.
The governor does not want to be bothered by letters before the service, particularly if it's depressing news, as I take it must be. Go get something to eat.
The pigeons preen themselves. The town is silent. A soldier of the palace guard jokes with a servant girl who comes with a bundle up from the river.
What? Is the young lady not at church? Is she skipping the service?
I was dressed and ready, and then we were a goose short for the Easter feast, so they asked me to fetch one. I know something about geese.
A goose? I'd better see this goose first. You have to be careful with women. They can tell you, I only went for a goose, and then it turns into something rather different.
There you go. That's not a 15-pound goose that they filled with corn. I'll stuff myself with its feathers.
A queen of a goose. It will be eaten by the governor himself. And has the young lady been down to the river another time?
Yes, by the poultry farm.
Oh, yes, by the poultry farm. And not up the stream by certain willows. some particular willows.
I'm only near the willows when I wash the linen.
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Exactly that.
Why shouldn't I wash the linen by the willows?
Why shouldn't I wash the linen by the willows? Good one. A very good one.
Mr. Soldier, I don't see what is good about it.
If someone knew what someone knows, she would blush to her very toes.
Well, I don't know what's to be known about those particular willows.
But say there's a bush from which everything can be seen there. Everything that might happen when someone washes the linen.
What happens there? Will Mr. Soldier not say what he means and have done with it?
Something happens there, and maybe something's seen.
Does Mr. Soldier mean that on a warm day I stick my toes in the water? For it's nothing more.
Yes, more. Toes and more.
What more? The foot at most.
The foot and a little bit more.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Simon Chaba. Sitting behind a bush on a warm day watching for someone to stick their legs in the water. Probably with a band of other soldiers.
No others.
The town is still, but why are there armed men? The governor's palace is at peace, but why has it been turned into a fortress? Then the governor was going back to his palace. Then was the fortress a trap. Then was the goose plucked and roasted. Then the goose fed nobody's face. Then midday was no time to eat. Then midday was the time to die.
It's utterly impossible to live in this slum. But of course, Georgie's only building for little Michael. Not for me. Not at all. Michael is everything. Everything for Michael.
Happy Easter from Brother Cousin Becky. Did you hear that? Very nice, but as far as I know, it didn't rain here in Yucca last night. It did rain, though, where Brother Cousin Becky spent the night. Where was he?
We must investigate.
Yes, straight away tomorrow.
Excellency, will you not hear the messenger from the capital? He arrived this morning with confidential papers.
Not before eating, Shalva.
The governor does not want you to bother him before he eats, and His Excellency will devote the afternoon to discussions with some eminent architects. Here they are now. Gentlemen, His Excellency is expecting you at the meal. He will dedicate his entire time to. What great new plans?
We're quite amazed that His Excellency is thinking of building in face of the terrible rumor of a bad turn in the Persian war.
We say, built because of war. It means nothing. Persia is far away. The garrison here would let itself be torn to pieces for the governor's safety. Ah! What's going on here? Put down that sword, you dog! Disarm him! He's attacking the governor! Can you see that?
The princes!
The princes?
Last night, at the capital, there was a gathering of princes who were against the Grand Duke and his governors.
It's time to get out of here.
Oh, the blindness of the strong.
They walk like popes, tramping over necks that are bowed. They believe in their power that has lasted on so long. But a long time is not forever. Times change, and change is hope. Well, great man, keep your head up high. Your enemies followed you with their many eyes. No more mighty builders for you. A poor carpenter will have to do. Forget all about a fine new mansion. A hole in the ground is your destination. Take one last look about you, blind man. Do you see where you stood and where you now stand? Between Easter Mass and Easter Feed, you'll turn into dust and rock and seed. The house of a great man fails and maims the unlucky, unfortunate, unnamed. The beasts of burden that sweat for the rich are dragged with the coach falling into the ditch.
The hammers! For 5 days, the issue has fainted.
What about us? Bring our necks like chickens.
This isn't what's going to happen. They say the towel of blood's flowing already.
No, this is all nonsense. The governor has simply been asked if he would consent to appear before the prince. I have that on the highest authority.
Nico mi codze. You must attend on Nutella Abashvili. As a doctor, it is your duty.
My duty, it's yours.
Miko Mikadse, who has the child today, me or you?
Mikaluladze, do you really think I'll stay one more minute in a cursed house because of that brat?
You're abandoning your duty.
Damn duty! Now go to hell!
So good!
I think you need. Does anybody know what happened?
Yesterday in the capital, somebody said the Persian War has been totally
The
lost.
princes are leading a big rebellion! The Grand Duke split into hiding.
Oh, the stoners may hang!
Everybody help with the packing!
Kusha! What are you going to do?
Nothing. If the worst is to happen, I have a brother with a farm over the mountains. But what about you?
Never mind me. Kusha Bashnazi, your concern fills me with pleasure. I have been commanded to accompany Lady Natilla Abashvili as her guard.
But the palace guards have mutinied.
They have, yes.
Isn't it dangerous to go with that woman?
In Tbilisi they say, is the stabbing dangerous for the knife?
But you're not a knife, Simon. You're a man. What does that woman matter to you?
That woman means nothing to me. But I've been ordered, and so I ride with her.
Mr. Soldier's a stubborn man. He gets himself into trouble for nothing. Nothing! I've got to get in there in a hurry.
Since we're in a hurry, we shouldn't fight. A good fight needs plenty of time. Ask the young lady if she still has her parents.
No, only a brother.
Since time is tight, the second question would be, is the young lady as healthy as a fish in water?
I might have a pain below the right shoulder, but apart from that, fit for any work. No one's complained yet.
That's well known. On Easter Sunday, who fetches the goose? It's herself. Question 3. Is the young lady inclined to impatience? Would she be wanting cherries in winter?
Impatient? No. But if someone went off to war and no word came back.
Word will come.
Ruka!
To finish up, the big question.
Simon Chachaba, since I've got to get in there in a hurry, the answer is yes.
They say that hurry is the storm that scatters the scaffolding. And they also say that the witch, no hurry, I come from.
Coots.
So the young lady has made inquiries. I am healthy. I have no one to care for. I get 10 piastres a month. As paymaster 20. And I ask for your hand with my heart.
That's all right with me, Simon Chachaba.
Kushabashnazi, this cross comes from my mother. It is of silver. I ask you to wear it.
Many thanks, Simon.
I'll accompany the lady only to the troops who stayed loyal. When the war is over, I'll come home. 2 or 3 weeks. I hope the time till I come back won't be too long for my betrothed.
I will wait for you, Simon Chachaba. Soldier, go bravely into battle. The bloody battle. The bitter battle. From which not everyone returns. I will wait for you under the green elm. I will wait for you under the bare elm. I will wait until you all come back from battle. And when you do come back, no boots will stand outside my door. No head will lie beside my pillow. No lips will touch mine with a kiss. When you do walk back through my door, you will whisper soft and low, everything is now as it once was.
I thank you, Kushabashnazi. Goodbye.
Get the dad toys in front of the big coach! Move yourself, worthless scum!
Oh, no one gives a damn. I don't know where you're going. Hey, boss. Get the boxes onto the coach. Where's Michael? Don't haul it so awkwardly. Have you heard anything from the governor, Shalva?
You must get away quickly.
Any word from town?
All comes up to now, but you don't have a moment to lose. There's no room for these boxes. Take out what you need.
Only what I need most. Open the boxes quickly. I'll tell you what has to go with me. The green one. And the one with furs. And where are the doctors? I'm getting this dreadful migraine again. The one that always starts in the temples. And the one with the pearl buttons. You're taking your time, aren't you? Fetch the hot water bottles. Now! Don't tear the sleeve. Your Grace, something happened to the dress. I caught you in time, that's why. I've kept my sharp eye on you for a long time. Nothing in your head but sheep's eyes for him. Your Grace is not true, bitch. I'll kill you.
Natella Abashvili, I'm asking you to hurry. There's fighting in the town.
Dear God, will they assault me? Why would they? Look for the little brocade jacket. Help me. What is Michael doing for a minute. Fetch me the little Morocco boots from my bedroom. I need them to go with green. Don't just sit around. Stay here, I'll have you wet! Just look at the way it's all packed, all thrown together, no love, no understanding. Times like these, you see what you have for servants. You stuff your face with food, but you have no thanks. I'm making note of it.
Nutella, come straight away! The carpet weavers have rebelled! They just hanged on Eel Aureliani, the greatest judge in the country!
Why? The silver one, it costs 1,000 piasters. And that one, and all the furs. And where's the wine-colored one?
Lines have broken out! We have to go now! Where's the child?
Mara, where are you? Get the child ready.
We can forget about the carriage now and just ride!
But the wine-colored one, I can't find it.
Nutella, we have to go!
Take the whole pile of them to the carriage. Where has Mara gone?
No room for the dresses.
Have you all gone mad?
No!
It's at the very bottom, I told you.
Hurry!
Hurry, throw them onto the
We
carriage.
have no carriage now! Get a move on! All ride alone!
Mara, bring the child.
We have to go!
See what's happening? No, take the clothes first of all. Pack them. I can't think of writing. This is madness. The city's burning.
Go!
That's the east gate that's burning.
That's them gone. No food on the wagon. No wagon. How'll we get away now?
Yes, well, this is an unhappy house, Salika. I'll grab a few blankets. We're clearing out.
Your Grace.
She's up and out.
And the child. Oh. Left this behind. Those animals. Hold this for me a minute. I'll search for the carriage.
What have they done to his grace, the governor?
That's him.
God in heaven, God, our Lord Georgi Abashvili, take me away. We've had it now. We'll die in sin like our Lord Georgi Abashvili. Maro, calm yourself. You'll get away. You did nothing to no one. Jesus, God, move. Move before they come. Move before they come. Maro's heart is softer than her ladyship. Her ladyship has others see her crying. That child, what are you doing with it? He got left behind. Michael, she left it lying there. Him who was allowed to feel no draft. His sleep's over.
Put him down. I wouldn't like to imagine what's going to happen to whoever's found with that child. I'll grab our things. Wait here.
He's right. Once they start to slaughter family after family, I'll go get my things.
Put him down. The nanny gave him to me to hold for a minute.
She's run away, you fool.
Get your hands off him.
They'll follow him more closely than they will his mother. He's the heir. Grusha, you're a good girl, but you have no brains, I'm telling you. If this had leprosy, it could not get worse. Get out of here.
It hasn't got leprosy. It's got eyes. And it looks at you.
Then don't look at it, you. They can tell anything on you, you stupid girl. If anyone says, go fetch the legs, use the longest legs. You run and fetch it. We're taking the ox cart. If you shift yourself, you can turn too. Lord, the whole parish must be burning.
Have you not packed a stitch? Bastards will be here soon. I'm coming.
That's not the middle. That's more to the right. But here's when I want something to happen. I'll make it happen in shipshape fashion. Order is everything.
Ha
Come have a drink with us. Drink, 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 drink.
This morning I positioned myself in front of the church doors. And I said to Georgi Abashvili, I love a blue sky. But I prefer a bolt from the blue. And he could take that right away. I need it. Urgently. Search for him in all of Georgia. 1,000 piastres. That's the reward.
Yes.
I could buy my life. She stood between the door and the gateway. She thought she heard a child say, whisper, half call in a voice like her own, woman, help me, a voice that knew more than silence and stone. Woman, help me, hear flesh and bone. If you pass me by, if you block your ears, you will never listen to your lover's fears. No birds will sing, nor no angelus bell toll in the vineyard where we all dwell. She heard this. and returned to the child, to see him one more time so meek and mild. She sat with him, waiting for his mother. Wait for another, for any other. This was a time of terror, the town full of terror. This was a time of hell. Terrible is the temptation to do good. For a long time she sat by the child, evening, night, and dawn. How hard it is to resist. Evening turned to night. How hard it is to resist. Night turned to dawn. Too long she sat by the child, evening, night, and dawn. Too long she heard the breathing of the tiny prince. The morning danced. She was entranced. She was convinced. He said, "Take me away. Become a thief. Forget your grief. And just take me away." Like a thief's piece of precious stuff, she hid the child about herself. And she stole away. Yes, she stole away. Vashnaze went out of the town to travel this Georgian highway on the road into the northern mountains.
How will the good and the kind escape the bloodhounds and the trappers?
She wandered into the bare, bereft mountains. She wound along the Georgian highway.
She sang a song.
She bought milk.
Four generals set off for Iran. The first no war had ever begun. The second fought but never won. For the third the weather was never right. For the fourth the men would never fight. Four generals and none returned. So Sorobakis they set off for Iran. For him the war was soon begun. For him the battle he soon won. For him the weather was always right. For him the men would always fight. So Sorobakis say he's our man.
Time to eat. So we'll plonk ourselves here in the grass and wait in hopes until the good Grusha has bought a jug of milk. Could you spare us a jug of milk? And maybe a wheaten bun, Grandfather?
We have no milk. The soldiers from the town have our church. If you want milk, go to the soldiers.
Do you not even have a sup of milk for the child, Grandfather?
And I'll get a God bless you line.
Who's talking about God bless you? We'll pay out like princes. Heads in the air, arse in the water. And how much does that taste of milk cost?
3 piasters. Milk's gone up.
For that dribble? Did you hear that, Michael? 3 piasters. We can't afford that. Open up, Grandpa. We'll pay. God's curse on you. I thought it would cost half a piaster. How about 1 piaster?
2.
Don't slam the door shut again. Here's 2. That milk's gotta last, though. Cut my throat. These prices are a sin.
What about the soldiers who want milk?
That's half a week's wages. Suck, Michael. People here must think we're made of money. Well, Michael, I've landed myself a hard one with you. A brocade coat worth 1,000 piasters, and not a single piaster for milk. What's this? A cart of rich folk making their getaway? Oh, so you ladies wish to spend the night here too? Isn't it utterly appalling how crowded everywhere is? There's not a cart to be had. My coachman ran off. I've had to walk a whole half-mile on foot. Barefoot. My Persian shoes, and those heels. You both know yourselves.
Why is no one coming? The innkeeper does things in her own time. Since what happened in the capital, manners have gone to hell in this country.
Forgive me, ladies, for keeping you ladies waiting. My little grandson was showing me a peach tree. You should have seen the blossoms. An exquisite pink.
I have to say, I didn't really study the landscape.
The dust, I understand. It's wiser to take your time on our highway, unless you're in a hurry.
And your scarf around your throat, dearest. The wind seems a little cool here in the evening.
They come from the glaciers of the Jungutao, ladies.
Yes, I'm afraid my son will catch cold. A very spacious caravanserai. Might we go in?
Oh, you ladies want rooms. I'm sorry, we're full, and the serving staff have just run off.
We can't spend tonight on the roads.
How much do you charge?
Dear ladies, you do understand that a house must be very careful at times like these. So many refugees.
We are not refugees, my good woman. We are traveling to our summer residence in the mountains, and we would not think of seeking hospitality unless we absolutely had to.
Of course not. But I'm not sure the tiny room we have left would suit you ladies. I do charge 60 piastres per person. Do you ladies belong together?
In a way we do. I too need a place to stay.
60 piastres? These prices are cutthroat.
I have no desires to cut throat, ladies, so.
Must we talk about throats? Come along.
180 piastres for a room? With the child is impossible. What if it cries?
The room costs 180 piastres for 2 or 3 people.
Well, I couldn't bear to think of you on the street, my dear. Do come in. $180 piastres for a room. I've not felt so furious since they brought your Igor home.
Can we give Igor a rest?
In fact, we're 4 people. The child is a person, isn't it? Couldn't you pay at least half the price?
Look, that's not possible. I had to make a quick getaway, and the adjutant forgot to slip me enough money. Have you not given out the 60? I will pay that.
Where are the beds? There are no beds. There's blankets and sacks. Make them up yourselves. Just be glad you're not in a hole in the ground like plenty others. Did you hear that? I shall go straight to the innkeeper. That woman should be whipped.
Like your husband.
You're so rough.
How are we going to arrange something that resembles a bed? I'll do it. Many hands make light work. My husband, he said to me before the evening meal, "Dear Anastasia Katarnovsky, go and rest yourself a little longer. You know that migraine of yours, you just get it so easily." Well, I said to the governor, "Georgi, I could not possibly lie down. I have 60 guests coming to dinner. The servants are not to be trusted, and Michael Georgievich won't eat without me. But, he just keeps pressing me. I can't do everything, you know. I'm only one woman. If he would just let me get on with my work, I could get it done so much faster." Now, look, Michael, what did I tell you? Everything's going to be grand. There. Now at least we won't have to lie on the cold floors. You're very good at making beds, my dear. Show me your hand. What do you mean?
Show her your hands. Chapped hands. Assert.
Stop it!
You've been caught, you fraud. Confess what you're up to.
I wasn't up to anything. I thought maybe you'd take us with you. Please don't make a fuss. I'll leave myself. Stop it!
You'll leave all right, but with the police. You stay put right now. Don't move from that spot.
But I really would have paid the 60 piastres. Stop it! No, look, I have it. Here's 4 tenors, a fiver. No, that's a tenor as well, and I made 60. I just want to get the child on the coach, and that's the truth.
So you want to get on the coach? Now it's all coming out.
Police! I admit, your ladyship, I was born poor, but please don't make a fuss. The child, he's of noble birth. Look at the linens. He's running away like yourself.
Noble birth? I know that old story. His father was a prince, I suppose.
Have you a heart?
She's dangerous. Help! Murder!
What's going on here? This individual has connived her way in here by pretending to be a lady. She's probably a thief.
And a dangerous one. She wanted to kill us. Call the police. Just now, we've run out of police. I'm hungry. I got tears. Oh, help me. Pack your belongings, sister, and get out of here fast.
See if she's stolen something.
You're
not even human beings, and they're already nailing your heads to the wall.
Shut your mouth or the old woman will be in. She's not one for jokes.
Look at the people before you fall in with them in the future.
I thought they behave with a bit of decency toward their own.
They don't think like that. Believe me, they If they probably admit that you've done a day's work in your life, it's finished. Wait a minute, I'll bring some cornbread and a couple of apples.
Better not. Better I go before the innkeeper comes. If I run through the night, I'll be out of harm's way, I think.
At the next crossroads, turn right.
Grisheveshnaze was going to the north, and the ironmen of Prince Kazbeki followed.
How can a barefoot girl outrun the Iron Man? How can a barefoot girl outrun hounds and trappers? They hunt her day and night, they know no tiredness, but she'll sleep lightly.
Thickhead, you'll come to nothing. Your heart's not in this, that's why. Your boss notices that. It's in the details. I've been watching you, thickhead. You're like a dry stick, or a rattling can. You'll never rise in the ranks. Don't imagine I don't know you're an obstinate donkey. Beat an order into you, and you still won't follow it. That limp is to let me know you don't like footing it. And you're only doing it because I sold the other horses for a price I'd never get again. Won't be any better for you. It'll be all the worse for you. Sing.
Sing?
Sing.
I take myself to the battlefield and think of the girl up behind me. I know her true heart will never yield until I come home hale and hearty.
Louder.
But if I should lie in the cold churchyard, then let my love sing to my dust. Here is the arms that held me hard, here is the feet that danced fast.
Yes, but a good soldier has to put his heart and soul in it. For the sake of top brass, to let himself be blown to kingdom come. And as he breathes his last, you should see as his corporal nods his approval. That's his reward. But you'll get no such nod from me, and you'll still crook it. Hell, how am I supposed to find the governor's brat with such a bag of shite beside me? That I'd like to know.
Grisheveshnaze came to the river Sira, and the flight weighed heavy on her. The helpless child, too, weighed heavy.
To those who walk through the night, the pink sky of the cornfields means only a cold morning.
The music of the milk churns in the farmyard where the smoke rises frightens the refugee.
She carries the child.
She feels the burden.
She feels nothing else but the fleeing child.
You wet yourself again. And I've no diapers for you, Michael. We must go our separate ways. It's far enough from the town. They won't follow you this distance, you little stinker. The farmer's wife is kind, and you can taste the smell of milk. All the best, Michael. I will forget how you kicked me in the back to make me go faster the whole night through. And you'll forget the humble grub. It was well meant. All the same, Michael, I would have liked to hold on to you longer. Because your nose is so small. But it's not to be. I would have shown you your first hair and how to keep yourself dry. But I must go back, because my beloved soldier may well be there again. And what if he does not find me waiting? That you can't ask of me, Michael.
Jesus and Mary, what's lying here? Husband!
What ball? Let me finish my soup.
Where's your mother if you have one? It's a boy, I think. The linen's good. That's a fine-born child. They've dumped it in front of the door. Times we live in.
They must be crazy if they think we'll feed it. Haul it to the priest in the village. That's an end to it.
What would the priest do with it? It needs a mother. Look, it's waking up. Could we not just take it in?
No!
If I could make it up by the armchair, I need only a basket. I could take it with me into the fields. Look how it's laughing. We have a roof over our heads. We could do it, so we'll hear no more, man.
Absolutely not any time.
smiled when they were his. That is why I'm happy. I'm free of the one I loved, and so I can be happy.
But why are you sad?
Because I'm free and I'm alone. That is why I'm so sad. Like a person who's lost something. Like a person who has nothing.
Young lady, you've run into the armed forces. Where did you come from? When did you come from it? Have you any subversive contacts with the enemy? Where is he? What sort of maneuvers is he making? How do you fasten your stockings?
They're pretty tightly fastened, so you'd better withdraw.
Why are you looking at the lance like that? In the field, a good soldier never lets his hand loose off his lance. Learn that by heart, thickhead.
Yes, sir.
So, young lady, where are you making your way to?
To my fiancé, Mr. Soldier. He is Simon T'Challa at the Palace Guard of Nuka, and when I write to him, he'll break every bone in your body.
Simon T'Challa. I know him, surely. He gave me the wink that I should keep an eye on you from time to time. Well, thickhead, we're becoming unpopular. We'll have to show that our intentions are honorable. Behind my smiles, I have my serious side. So down to business. I want a child from you. Thickhead, she's copped on. That gave her a sweet little shock. Let me take the bread out of the oven first, officer. No more jokes, young one, no more jokes. We're searching for a certain child. Have you heard of such a child showing up from the town? A well-born child, dressed in good linen?
No, I've heard nothing.
The butchers are coming. Run, run, good girl. You may be the helpless one. And so she runs.
Freeze!
In the worst of bloody times, good people still survive. Quick! Hide it! The soldiers are looking for it! I left it in front of the door, but it's not mine. It belongs to the nobility.
Who's coming? What soldiers?
Don't waste time asking. The soldiers are looking for it.
There's nothing to look for in my house, but I think I need to say a word to you.
Throw the good linen from him. It gives us away.
Oh, let him be damned. I decide what's what in this house. Why didn't you abandon him? It's a mortal sin.
They're coming out from behind the trees right now. Oh God, I shouldn't have run away. That woke them up. What am I gonna do?
Jesus and Mary, a soldier!
They're after the child.
But what if they come in?
Don't give it to them. Tell them it's yours.
Right.
They'll knife it if you hand it over to them.
But what if they demand it? I have the harvest money in the house.
You have to say it's yours.
Right, but what if they don't believe
Say
me?
it out straight.
They'll burn the roof over our heads.
All the more reason to say it's yours. He's called Michael. I shouldn't have told you that. Stop nodding. Don't shake. They'll notice that.
Right.
And stop saying right. I can't bear it any longer. Have you no kids of your own?
In the war.
And maybe he's one of their side now. What if he were knifing children? You'd tear strips off him. Stop messing about with the lamps in my parlor. Did I rear you to behave like that? Wash your neck before speaking to your mother.
That's true. He wouldn't try that with me.
Promise me you'll say it's yours.
Right.
They're coming now.
There she is. What did I tell you? Trust my nose. I can smell her out. What do you think I wanted from you, young lady?
I left milk boiling on the stove. I just remembered it.
I thought it was because I looked at you funny.
I didn't notice that.
Mr. Soldier, I have nothing to do with this. Don't burn the roof over our heads.
What are you talking about?
I have nothing to do with this. She dumped it at my door, I swear it.
Well, thickhead, something small in the basket there. I smell 1,000 piasters. Take that old lady outside.
Come on. Move it.
So, you have the child I wanted you to have.
Mr. Soldier, he's mine. He's not the one you want.
Mine! Mine! After the flight from the terrible soldiers,
After walking for 22 days,
at the foot of the Junggu Tao Glacier,
Grusha Veshnadze took the child as her own. She took the helpless one to be her own.
Since no one else will take you, well then
then I must take you. There's no one else to take you. A bad year, a black day. With me it's safe to stay. Since I've carried you dry and wet, and wounded my 2 feet, since milk emptied my pockets, you've become my precious sweet. I can't lose you again. Cast your fine shirt to the wind, wear clothes fit for a pauper. I wash you in rain and wind. Baptized in glacier water, you'll have to survive the pain.
As Grusha pursued by soldiers, came to the glacier that led to the eastern villages, she sang the song of the rotten bridge and risked 2 lives.
Hey, young woman, you can't cross that path.
But I need to go with my child to my brother's on the eastern side.
Need? What do you mean, need? I need to cross because I have to buy 2 carpets and a tomb that a woman needs to sell because her husband is dying, my dear. But do I need to do?
Quiet, I think I hear something.
The bridge is not rotten through and through. I think I could try and cross it.
I wouldn't try that if Satan himself were on my trail.
Hey, who's there?
Don't shout! Tell him not to shout.
But down there, someone's shouting. Maybe they've lost their way.
Why shouldn't he shout? Is something wrong with you?
The soldiers are after me. I knocked one of them out.
Hide the merchandise, quick.
Get out of my way. I have to cross that bridge.
I can't do that. That abyss drops 2,000 feet deep.
Get out of my road.
They're very near. You can't take the child on the bridge. Look down.
2,000 feet.
Those men are worse.
For the sake of the child, don't do it.
She weighs more with the child.
Give the child to me. I'll hide it.
No! I won't do that. We belong together. Live together, die together. Son, the drop is deep and the bridge can break. Son, we cannot choose the way we would make. You must go the way that I know for you. You must eat the bread that I have for you. I will split and share, you'll get 3 in 4. If the bits are big, I can't say for sure. I'll try it.
That's called tempting God.
There she is, up there. Please, after we cross, drop the rope or they'll follow us.
She's made it across.
But she still committed a sin.
See anyone with a child?
There she is, and the bridge won't support you.
Thickheads. You'll pay a hard price for this.
Don't be afraid of the wind, Michael. He's a poor old dog. He has to herd the little clouds along, and he freezes more than we do. And snow, Michael. It's not so bad. It covers up the little fir trees so they don't die in winter. Listen. Your father was a robber, your mother was a whore, but the most honest of men will be knocking at your door.
for 7 days. She wandered over the glaciers, down the slopes. She said to herself,
"When I enter my brother's house, he will rise and embrace me. He will say,
'Sister, is that you? I have been expecting you for a long time. This here is my wife, and this is my home, mine through marriage, with 11 horses and 31 cows. Sit down at our table with your child and eat.'
The brother's house lay in a lovely valley.
She was sick from wandering, the sister, when she came to the brother.
The brother stood up from the table.
Grusha, where have you come from?
I've crossed the jungle town, Reverend. I found her before the hay barn. She's a child with her. Go and bring the chestnut.
This is my wife, Aniko.
We thought you were in service in Nuka.
I was, yes.
Was it not a good job? We heard it was a good job.
The governor's been killed.
Oh, yes, there's been word about riots. Didn't your aunt say so, Aniko?
Here we've been very quiet. They're always stirring things up in towns. So! Don't take the cakes out of the oven yet. So, do you hear? Where have you got to?
Have your father for it? I thought as much. We must come up with something. Aniko is very devout.
Servants, you have a child. Mary and Joseph, she's diseased. What will we do?
Sit down. She's just taken weak.
I'd suggest a scarlet fever.
Then there would have to be spots. She's just taken weak. Calm yourself, Aniko. Sitting makes it better, yes?
Is the child hers?
Mine!
She's on her way to her husband.
Is that so? Your meat's growing cold. Cold food is bad for you. You have a delicate stomach, you know that. If your husband's not in the city, then where is he?
She was married across the mountains, she said.
Is that so?
I think you'll have to let me lie down somewhere, Lavrenti.
If it's TB, we'll all catch it. How's your man got a farm?
Soldier.
He has a farm, a small one from his father.
Is he not on the war? Why not?
Yes, in the war.
Then why do you want to go to the farm?
He'll go back to the farm when he comes from the war.
Why do you want to go there now?
To wait for him, yes.
So, the cakes!
Farm. Soldiers! Wait. Sit down.
Definitely scarlet fever.
He has a farm.
Yes. I think she's just taking a week fit, Aniko. Don't you want to see about the cakes, pet?
But if the war has already started, then when will he come back? So, where have you got to? So!
She'll get to bed in a short while. She has a good heart, but only when she's filled her belly.
Cake.
But Grusha, you can't stay long, you know. She's very devout. Grusha!
The sister was too ill.
The coward of a brother had to shelter her.
Autumn went and winter came. The winter was long.
The winter was short.
The people must not know. The spring
Must not come.
When the lover got ready to go, his girl ran begging after him, begging and pleading so. My darling boy, my jewel, if you're going on sister-in-law will forget we're here, and we can stay till the snow melts. And don't cry because you're cold. If you're poor and freezing, you're not too popular.
Why are you sitting wrapped up like two coachmen? Is it too cold in the room, maybe?
No, it's not cold, Laurenti.
If it were too cold, you shouldn't sit here with the child. Then Annika would be angry with herself. The priest's not said anything to you about the child, I hope.
He did ask, but I said nothing.
That's good. I wanted to talk to you about Annika. She's a good soul, but sensitive, very sensitive. If people say a word about the farm, she's already panicking. She feels things deeply, you know. Once, the milkmaid had a run in her stockings going to church, and since then my little Annika wears 2 pairs of stockings in church. What's dripping there?
Must be a barrel leaking.
It must be a barrel, yes. Now, haven't you been here these past 6 months? Was I talking about Annika? Naturally, I've said nothing to her about the soldiers. She has a bad heart. That's why she doesn't know you can't look for a job. Would you believe it? She's very worried about your soldier. What if he comes back and doesn't find her, she says, lying awake at night. I say he can't come before the spring. The darling woman. When will he come, do you think? Not before spring. No, you think so too? But, Grusha, when spring comes and the snow melts, you can't stay here any longer, because then they could start searching for you, and people are already beginning to talk about a child with a single mother. Grusha, the snow's melting from the roof and it's spring.
It is.
Let me tell you what we're going to do. Since you have a child...
No! Oh, the mistress!
Since you have a child, you must have a husband to stop people talking. So I've quietly inquired on the side how to find a man to marry you. I found one, Grusha. I've spoken with a peasant woman who has a son, a farm just over the mountains. She's up for it.
But I can't marry just any man. I have to wait for Simon's child.
That's all been worked out. You don't need a man in bed, only a man on paper. So I found one. I'm in agreement with this peasant woman, Grusha. Her son is on the point of dying. Isn't that great? He's gasping his last breath. And as you cross over to him, he breathes his last and you become a widow. Everything is just as I said to Aniko. What do you say?
I could use a document with stamps on it from Michael, but...
Stamps are the business. They did the work. Even the Shah of Persia couldn't claim he was the Shah of Persia without a stamp. And you'll have a place to shelter.
How much is the woman looking for?
400 piastres.
Where will you get it from?
Aniko's milk money.
They won't know us there. I'll do it.
I'll let the peasant woman know straight away.
Michael, you have a knack for causing bother. I came to you like the pear tree comes to the sparrow. And because Christian picks up a piece of bread so it's not wasted. Oh, Michael, it would have fitted me better to have cleared off that Easter Sunday in Nuka. Now I'm a real fool.
As the bride arrived, the groom lay close to death. The mother waited by the door and urged them to hurry. The bride brought the child with her, and the witness hid it while they went.
Get a move on, quick, or we'll kick the bucket before the wedding. Oh, she has a child already. That was wrong as wheels.
So what? It's nothing to him the way he is.
Nothing to him, but me. I want to recover from this scandal. We're respectable people. My Jessup doesn't need to marry a woman who's already got a child.
Look, I'll throw in another 200 piastres. You have it in writing that the farm goes to you, but she has the right to stay here for 2 years.
It'll hardly cover the cost of burying him. I hope she really will give me a hand with the work. Oh, now where's the monk gone? He must have crawled out of the kitchen window. Oh, God, we'll have the whole village hanging around our neck if they catch word that Jessup is about to die. Oh, God, I'll fetch him. But he mustn't set eyes on the child.
I'll make sure he doesn't, but why a monk and not a priest?
One's the same as the other. The only mistake I made was giving him half his money before the wedding. Now he's stuck in some pub, I hope.
Miserable woman, she saved on the priest. Hired a cheap monk instead.
Send Simon Chava over to me if he comes.
I will. Do you want to take a look at him? He's not moving. I hope we haven't come too late.
Oh, God, now we've had it. Oh. Please wait a few moments. My son's bride has just arrived, and a quick wedding will have to take place. I knew you'd shoot your mouth off. The wedding can take place right away. I have the license. Myself and the brother of the bride are witnesses.
Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, dona nobis pacem. Amen.
Amen.
Are you prepared to be a true and obedient spouse to your husband until death doth you part?
Yes.
Are you prepared to be a good and caring husband to your wife until death do you part? Are you prepared to be a good and caring husband to your wife until death do you part?
He is, of course. Didn't you hear the yes?
Good. I declare these marriage vows made. Now what about the last rites?
Whistle for them. The wedding cost enough, and I have to look after the wake. Did you say 700 bastards?
600. You'll get it later. And I won't sit down with the guests in case I get to know any. So, Grusha, goodbye. And if ever my dear widowed sister comes to visit me, she'll hear a warm welcome from my wife, or I'll be very cross.
Anyone ask what child this is?
Child? I see no child, and neither do you, all right. If not, maybe I saw all kinds of carry-on behind the pub. Understand? This is my daughter-in-law. She's found my dear Jessup barely alive.
A desperate thing to happen to a farm. The corn ripe for the picking and the farmer in his bed. I thought he was just hiding from the army. I was wrong. God take him. I say it will be a relief when his suffering is over.
Yes. Please, sit yourselves down and help yourselves to cakes.
You say there's a child? How could that have happened to Jessup?
Oh, gossiping already. Filling their faces with the funeral cake. If he doesn't die today, I'll have to bake more tomorrow.
I'll bake them.
Yesterday evening, when the horseman went by, rounding up the boys, I went out to see what it was. And when I came back in, he was just lying there, like a man dead. Then I sent for you. Can't take much longer.
Eat the cake, Michael, and be nice and quiet. We're respectable people now.
What? Why are you laughing here with your instruments?
Brother Anastasius here told us there was a wedding.
What? You tied 2 more around my neck. You know that there's a man dying in there.
It's a great challenge to an artist. Should it be a subdued happy march or a jolly funeral jig?
Oh. Play at least. You'll be stopped from eating.
Dear mourners, wedding guests, here we stand, moved to tears before a deathbed and a bridal bed. The woman gets a veil and the man gets a grave. Different folks, different strokes, light it up. One dies in there to get a roof over his head, and the other gets married so that flesh may turn to dust from which we're made. Amen.
Oh, he's getting his own revenge. I shouldn't have picked such a cheap one. You get what you pay for. There's one in Surrey whose very heart's a fanatical. He's a fortune, of course. A 50-gaster priest like himself is no valuable in anything. When I brought him to the pub, he was yelling, "The war's over! Beer and peas!" A dime!
Yeah! A dime!
man do?
He hates the soldier more.
Anyway, the war's over.
Our soldiers are coming back.
Did someone say the soldiers were back?
I did.
That can't be.
Show her your shawl. You bought from a soldier. She's from Persia.
Oh God, they are back.
What is it with you? Look after our guests, will you? What's all this silliness in the town have to do with us?
Did you know you can buy Persian saddles from soldiers now?
Some of them spot them for crutches.
Maybe one side wins the war, but the soldiers lose it on both sides.
Yeah.
At least that's the end of the call-up.
What we need is 2 more weeks of good weather.
Our parents had organic food this year.
Please, help yourselves to more cakes. There's more.
One more cake's gonna shove down their gullets. Think I'm made of money? They say the war was over.
Has the young lady someone in the war?
Well, it's good news they're coming home.
Where's the one who saddened me with as a wife? You stupid woman.
Mary, Joseph, and Jesus! Jessup!
Should have stopped at your gallop, eh?
Confusion.
The bride finds out she has a husband.
By day there's a child.
By night there's the man. And the lover's on his way back day and night.
The married couple look at each other.
The bedroom's narrow.
This is for her to do now. Where's she run off to again?
Grusha, he's looking for you.
Scrub my back.
Can the farmer not do that himself?
Can the farmer not do that himself? Grab this brush and the devil take you. Are you my wife or are you a stranger? It's too cold.
I'll go fetch hot water.
I'll go.
You sit. Rub. Harder. Don't give me airs and graces. What, you never seen a naked man before? Your child didn't come out of thin air.
The child wasn't conceived in joy, if that's what the farmer means.
Wouldn't let bets on that. Led me a right rare one. A dry fish for a wife.
She's not willing to do her bit.
Poor, but easily. Ow, I said easily! I'm not saying a word against that bastard who trailed into my house. It'll come to the end of my patience. This isn't natural. More. Even if your farmer boy works back, you won't marry.
Yes.
You won't come around anymore, will he?
No.
You're cheating me. You're my wife, and you're not my wife. Do you hear me?
Yes. I didn't do right cheating you.
You didn't do right. Or again. Jesus is married!
She sat by the stream to wash linen, and she saw his face in the flood. His face became paler with the passing moon.
She got up to wring the linen and heard his voice whispering from the maple. His voice became softer with the passing moons.
She sighed and made more excuses. She poured out tears and sweat. With the passing moons, the child grew up.
You can play with them, Michael, but don't let them boss you around just because you're the smallest. A duck takes to water, they say.
Simon!
Is that Kushavashnazi?
Simon!
God's blessing and good health to the young lady.
God's blessing on Mr. Soldier, and thank God he's back safely.
They found better than me, so they didn't eat me, said the haddock.
It took strength, said the servant boy. It took luck, said the hero.
How were things here? Did you endure the winter? Were the neighbors considerate?
The winter was rough enough, and the neighbors were the neighbors, Simon.
May a man ask, is a certain person still fond of sticking her leg in the water when washing clothes?
The answer's no, because the bushes have eyes.
The young lady's talking about soldiers. A paymaster stands before her.
Is that 20 piastres?
And board.
Behind the barracks, beneath the date trees.
There exactly. I see someone never misses a thing.
Someone didn't.
And has someone not forgotten? So the door is still on its hinges, as they say. What's this? Is something not right?
Simon Chachava, I can never go back to Nuka. Something's happened.
What has?
I knocked an Iron Man out.
To do that, Bishop Ashnazi must have had a good excuse.
Simon Chachava, I'm no longer called what I was called.
I do not understand that.
Simon, when do women change their names? Nothing's changed between us. Everything is exactly as it was. You must believe me on that.
How can nothing be changed between us? And yet it has.
How can I explain it to you so quickly? The stream is between us. Can you not cross the footbridge?
Maybe it's not necessary.
It's very necessary, Simon. Cross over quickly.
Will the young lady tell if someone has come too late?
So many words were said. So many words were silenced. The soldier has come. Where did he come from? He did not say. Hear what he thought, but did not say.
In the gray of the morning, the battle began, and by 12 o'clock it got bloody. The first fell before me, the second fell behind me, the third beside me. I stepped on the first, the second I left, the captain gutted the third. My one brother died by steel, another breathed his last breath when the air turned to smoke. Fire burned my back, my hands froze in my gloves, my toes in my socks. I've eaten aspen buds, I've drunk maple brew, I've slept on stones and water.
I see a cat there in the grass. Is there a little one already?
There is, Simon. I won't hide that. Don't worry yourself. He's not mine.
They say when the wind blows once, it blows through every crack. The young lady need say no more.
There was longing, but there was no waiting. The oath was broken. Why, that was not told. Hear what she thought, but did not say.
Soldier, you fought in the battle. The bloody battle. The bitter battle. And I met a child who was helpless. I had not the heart to do away with it. I had to care for it, or what would become of it? I had to bend on the floor for crumbs of bread. I had to tear myself for the sake of what was not mine, a stranger to me. For the little tree needs water. The little calf loses itself if the herdsman sleeps and cannot hear the cry.
Give me back that cuss I gave you. Better still, hurl it into the stream.
Simon Chachava, don't go! He's not mine. He's not mine.
Michael, what's wrong? Soldiers are coming.
Are you Grusha? Is this your child?
Yes.
Simon!
We have a legal command to take this child found in your care to Nuka, since there is suspicion that he is Michael Abashvili, son of the governor Georgi Abashvili and his wife Natella Abashvili. Here is the document with the legal stamp.
No! Michael! Please, please. He's mine. He's mine.
The soldiers took away the child, the loved one.
The unlucky one followed them to the city, that place of danger.
The mother who bore him demanded the child back.
The woman who reared him faced judgment.
Who will decide the case?
Who will get the child?
Who will the judge be? A good one?
A bad one?
The
city was on fire.
In the judge's seat sat Azdak. Listen to the story of the judge. How he became a judge. How he gave judgment, and what make of judge is he.
That Easter Sunday, the great rising, and the father of our child, Georgi Abashvili, lost his head, and the Grand Duke was overthrown.
Azdak, the village clerk, found a refugee in the woods and hid him in his hut.
You're not a war, quit snorting!
Now do you know they're the police to run like snot in April? Be still, I'm telling you! Sit down and have a feed. There's some cheese. Been a while since you put a bite in your stomach? Listen, moron, what
police wouldn't have seen you at all.
Had to.
Crap scared out of you? Crap? Scared? Eh? Don't slobber like a sour brand duke. I can't stick it. We're forced to put up with high-born shite-hawks as God made them, but not your like. I once heard of one high court judge who farted in company, just to show he was an independent spirit. Watching you eat gives me the heebie-jeebies. Why don't you say a word? Show me your hand. Do you not hear me? Hand, show me. White. So you're no beggar, a fraud, a wandering cheat, and I am hiding you like a decent man. Tell me why you're on the run when you have land, because you have. Don't deny it. I read it in your guilty face. Get out! What's holding you back? Don't you have peasants to whip?
Being followed. Give undivided attention. Want to make proposition.
Proposition? What? Have you no shame? He is making a proposition. A man scratches his bites until they bleed, and the louse makes a proposition. I'm telling you, get out!
Understand point of view. Persuasion. Pay 100,000 piastres for one night. Yes?
Do you think you can buy me? 100,000 piastres? A lousy farm? Make it 150,000, then you have a deal.
Have not done it with me, of course. Will be sent. Hope. Do not doubt.
Doubt deeply, get out!
Oh.
Asta!
Oh!
I'm not available for conversation! So, you're back from sounding around, Shalva.
You caught another hare, Azdak. You swore to me it wouldn't happen again.
Shalva, stop talking about things that are beyond you. The hare is a bad brute of an animal that devours plants, especially the so-called weeds. That's why they have to be wiped out.
Don't be cruel to me, Azdak. If I don't take action against you, I'm out on my ear. I know your heart's good.
My heart is not good. Am I not blue in the face telling you I'm a class of an intellectual?
Oh, I know, Azdak. You've got brains in your arse. You say so yourself. Now I'm asking you, me a Christian, an uneducated man, if a hare is stolen from the Grand Duke, and me a policeman, what should I do with the thief?
Shalva, shame on you! You stand there and you ask me a question, and there is nothing more tantalizing than a question. I catch a hare, but you catch humans. Man is made in God's image, but a hare is not. I eat hare, but you eat men, Shalva, so go on home and fall on your knees, you cannibal! No, wait! Maybe I have something for you. No, it's nothing, Noah. Go on home and fall on your knees. Your eyes are popping out of their sockets, aren't they? Didn't hand you over, eh? I couldn't hand a flea over to that specimen of a policeman. It goes against my nature. Don't shake! So old and such a coward. Eat up your cheese. But eat it like a poor man or they'll get you yet. God, have I even got to show you how a poor man behaves? Put your elbows on the table. Now circle round the cheese on the plate. It could be ripped out from under you at any minute, so why should you feel safe? Now treat the knife like it's a little sickle. And stop looking at the cheese with such pleasure. Look at it more sadly, because it's already fading like everything good. You're after your skin, that's in your favor. But how do I know you're the genuine article? To put it bluntly, I don't trust you.
So, Azak gave shelter to the old beggar that night. He found out it was the Grand Duke himself, that old mumbler.
He was ashamed, blamed himself, ordered the policeman to take him to judgment before the court in Nuka. town full of terror. This was a time of...
God, move it!
These are changed times. They're gonna thunder over us. Even policemen are being wiped out. Everything is being investigated. Everything is being thrown out into the open. That's why it's better to hand yourself in before the people get their hands on you. It's the only way out. I helped him escape. The Grand Duke, the Grand Thief, the Grand Strangler. I demand that I'm severely punished in an open court in the name of justice.
Who's this funny boy?
It's Azdak, our clerk.
I demand to be hauled in chains to the capital because, in my ignorance, I sheltered the Grand Duke, the Grand Cheat. I only found this out after I came across this document in my hut. Yeah. I can't read. Look, I'm accusing myself. I'm the one who let the Grand Duke run away. Comrades, where's the judge? I have to be tried.
There's the judge. And stop calling his comrades. We're a bit sensitive about that.
There's the judge. No one's ever heard that in Georgia before. Comrades, friends, where is His Excellency the Governor? Here is His Excellency. Where's the senior tax collector, the chief recruiting officer, the chief of police? Here, all here. Brothers, this is what I expect from you. Good work.
Stop. What did you expect, funny boy?
Oh, that you hanged them, brothers, that you hanged them.
Wait, do you see that red sky over there? Those are bodies burning on the outskirts of town. This morning, the governor lost his head at the command of Prince Kazbeki, and our carpet weavers got a bit carried away, comrade. It was they who strung up the city judge by the heels. Our dear Elo Rebelliani. They began to ask if the great and the good might like a taste of their own medicine. So we were called in. We demanded 2 piastres per carpet weaver, got it, and we beat them to a pulp. Do you understand?
I understand.
Let's have some fun.
Gentlemen, he's not a really bad man, in my opinion. He steals a few hens and now and again hair.
You came here so that you could profit from the war, didn't you?
I don't know why I came here.
Are you one of those comrades who strung up the judge? And what's all this about blaming yourself for hanging the Grand Duke with your own hands?
Didn't I tell you I let him run away?
I witnessed that he let him run away.
On my order! 1, 2, and 3! Here comes the new age! The new age!
Well, friends, what is the big laugh all about? Let me be serious for a minute. Yesterday morning, the princes of Georgia overthrew the warmongering regime and disposed of the governor. Unfortunately, they let the Grand Duke himself escape. In this hour of destiny, our carpet weavers, who always have been and never will be discontented, had the sheer cheek to start an uprising. They even hanged our dear Elor Belliani. Friends, we need peace. Peace in Georgia. And justice. My friends, I introduce to you my dear Bezergan Kazbeki, my nephew, a clever man, who will become the new judge. I declare, let the people decide.
Does that mean we elect the new judge?
It does, yes.
Yes.
Let the people put forward a smart man. Talk among yourselves, friends. Just keep calm, little fox. The job is yours. As soon as we've got our hands on the Grand Duke, we won't need to kiss the rabble's boots anymore.
They're dirtying their trousers because they haven't caught the Grand Duke yet.
We have the odd fellow there to thank for that.
We don't feel safe yet. As far as all this, my friends, and let the people decide.
He even wants justice for Georgia.
Still, there's nothing like a laugh, and this will be a laugh.
We'll ask the village clerk. He'll know all about justice. Hey, you, smart guy.
Do you mean me?
Would you have the nephew as judge?
You asking me? You're not asking me, are you?
Why not? Anything for a laugh.
I get it. You want to see if he's up to the task, am I right? Have you got a criminal nearby, an experienced one, so that the candidates can show what stuff he's made of?
We have the doctor said attend that swine the governor's wife. They're down below.
Stop, that won't do. If the judge hasn't been appointed, we shouldn't use real criminals. He may be thick as a horse, but he's got to be appointed, or the law will be violated. The law is a very sensitive being, just like the spleen. Never punch it with your fists, or death sets in. You could hang the two doctors. That way, the law would not be violated because no judge was there. The law must be treated always with complete seriousness, because it's complete poppycock.
What are you saying?
I'll be the accused for you.
You?
Yeah.
We have decided to do a test. Our good friend here will play the accused. There's the judge's chair for the candidate.
Unusual, but why not? Why not? Mere formality, little fox.
Does anyone here know me? I am the Grand Duke. Here am accused of being warmonger. Laughable! Ha. I'm saying laughable. I have, of course, read oneself that war lost. At the time, declared war on advice of patriots like Uncle Kazbecky. Demand Uncle Kazbecky as witness.
Quite the character, yes. Nailing it, fox.
Request refused. Of course you can't be accused because you declared war. That's something every ruler has to do now and then. You're accused because you conducted the campaign badly.
Nonsense! Didn't conduct it at all. Let it be conducted. Let the campaign be conducted by princes. Screwed it up, of course.
Do you deny having overall command?
In no way! Have always had overall command. Told Westerners off even at birth. Youth commanding. Always ordered officials to rob my coffers. Officers flogged soldiers only by my order. Uncle Kazbecky grew stomach only by my order.
He's very good.
Up the Grand Duke.
After little fox.
I'm with you. Accused, respect the dignity of the law. How can you claim princes screwed up the war? Not enough people sent, money embezzled, sick horses purchased at time of attack. Apply for Uncle Kazbecky as witness. Do you wish to make the monstrous claim that the princes of this land did not fight? No! Princes fought for contracts to supply war!
Hang here! Hold your tongue! Go on, your highness.
I now pronounce verdict. Accused to be hung by the neck because war lost. Verdict spoken, no appeal. Take him away.
Take him away.
Princes won their war.
Take him away.
Let themselves be paid 3,680,000.
Take him away.
For horses, which were not delivered.
Hang here.
8,240,000 for provisions not provided. Princes are therefore victors. War only lost to Georgia, not present in this court.
That's enough. I think we can now ratify the new judge.
Yes, we can. Fetch the judge's robes down. Take them away so that the right arse sits on the right chair.
What?
You, come here and sit yourself on the judge's chair. Sit down, man.
Go on.
Sit. The judge was always a rascal, so now a rascal should be the judge. Look, we have a judge.
Congratulations, Rob.
Now the country was in civil war, and the rulers were unsteady. Now the Iron Men made Azdak a judge. Now Azdak was judge for 2 years. The great fire blazed, the city was blood-stained. From out of the dark, cockroach and spider creep. In castle and church, hands were blood-stained, dressed in robes of justice. Judge Azdak reigned. What comes easy costs money, what comes hard comes cheap. The law is not
ruled the roost? Who carved the meat?
The people's judge, Aztec.
He robbed from the rich land, he gave to his own. His command was his wish, his word written in stone. Protected by the rebel, no need to watch his back. Mother of his country hail,
Good judge, bad judge, Aztec.
Mr. Public Prosecutor has the floor. It's to do with a cow. The accused has had a cow which belongs to a farmer Suru for 5 weeks. She was also found in possession of a stolen ham. Farmer Shaw had cows killed when he demanded that the accused pay rent for a field.
I take. Your Honor, it's to do with my ham.
Your Honor, it's to do with my cow.
Your Honor, it's to do with my field. And what do you have to say to all this, Grandma?
Your Honor, 5 weeks ago, there was a knocking at my door as the night was turning to morning. There was a bearded man standing outside, and he had a cow, and he said, "Dear woman, I am the holy miracle worker, Saint Benedict. And since your son died in the war, I give you this cow in his memory. Look after it well."
Your Honor, the bandit Rockley is her brother-in-law.
He's a cattle thief.
He's a brute. Cut the head off of him.
A very good evening, my dear friends. A glass of wine.
Mr. Public Prosecutor, some wine for our guest. Who are you?
Your Honor, I am a wandering hermit.
I am Aztec. The court welcomes the strange hermit. Grandma, explain more.
Your Honor, I had no idea the holy bandit could work miracles. It was only the cow. Then, a couple of days later, 2 of the farmer's stable lads came at night for the cow. They went off without the cow. 2 lumps the size of your fish sprouted on their heads, and I knew the holy bandit had touched their hearts and turned them into good men.
I know I changed. Go ahead, you can tell us later. Go on.
The next person to turn into a good man, Your Honor, was Farmer Shorter. He's a devil, and everyone knows that. But the holy bandit arranged that he let me off the rent of the small field.
Because my cows were killed in the field.
Your Honor, I asked you, when did an old woman get a ham without a miracle?
Grandma, this question hits the court in the center of its heart. Be so kind as to sit.
Thank you.
Little mother, I nearly called you Mother Georgia. Hurt robbed your sons in the war. You weep to get a cow. Stand amazed not to be beaten. Little mother, judge us. Show mercy to the damned. You heathens! Admit you don't believe in miracles. A fine on each of you of 500 piastres for godlessness. Get out! Get out!
Go on, you judge.
You, Grandma, and you, holy man, down a drop of wine with the public prosecutor and Aztec.
He broke the laws like bread. He shared the laws like wine. That wine and bread he fed to the hungry and crying. Their hands at last he filled, lifted burdens from their back. Their skipper at the helm, good judge, bad judge, and sad.
Then the days of disorder were ended. The Grand Duke came back. The governor's wife came back, and a court was held.
Many people died, and the outskirts burned again, and fear grabbed Aztec.
We got the fat prince.
Shelva, the time of confusion and disorder is over. The Grand Duke is back in town, and me, stupid idiot, I saved his life. The Persians have lent him an army to restore order. The outskirts of town are still burning. Fetch me the big book I always used to sit on. The statute book. You can swear I always used it.
You did, to sit on.
Better find out what they can burn me for.
I always let those that have nothing get away with everything, and that's going to cost me dearly. I gave poverty a hand to get on its hind legs. I robbed from the rich man's person. That's a bad habit. I can hide from none since everybody knows I helped all and sundry.
I want that child.
Someone's coming. Over. I'll give no one the pleasure of acting the big hero. I'll fall to my knees for mercy from you. And don't leave. I have fear of death.
Not sure. What is that thing?
A willing servant, your honor, one standing ready to serve.
Natella Abashvili, the wife of the dead governor, has just returned. She's searching for her 2-year-old son, Michael Abashvili. She's received word that he was abducted into the mountains by a former servant.
Your Excellency, he will be brought back as you order.
The person is said to be spreading the word that the child is hers.
Your Excellency, she will be beheaded as you order.
That is all.
That man is not to my liking.
Your Excellency, all shall be arranged as you order. As you order! Now hear the case concerning the child of Governor Abashvili.
To determine who is the true mother.
Through the famous test of the Chalk Circle. Michael! Mommy! He's a good boy. He can wash himself on his own.
You're not. He's not a real judge at all. He's Agda. He's fond of booze, and he knows nothing. But the biggest crooks get away because he argues with blacks fight, and the rich folks don't pay him enough bribes. So he sometimes sees it all right.
I need luck today.
That's your luck, Rose. I just don't understand why you have such a hold on him if he's not your own.
He is mine. I reared him.
Do you ever think what would happen when your lady came back?
At first I thought I'd give him back to her, and then I thought she won't come anymore.
So borrowed cookies are just as warm nest. I'll swear what you like, for you're a decent woman. I was looking after him for 5 piastres, and Grusha fetched him that Easter Sunday when the riots were going. You sinned against time, you know. I've spoken to him. He can't understand this.
I can't worry now about the man if he understands nothing.
He understands that the child is not yours, but you are married and free no more, till death do you part. That is what he cannot understand.
I would like to inform the lady that I'm ready to swear that I am the child's father.
It's all right, Simon.
I would also like to state that by doing this, I'm not obliged in any way, and neither is the lady.
There's no need for that. She's married, and you know that.
That's your business, and there's also no need to rub it in.
Where's the judge? Has anyone seen the judge?
Quick, stand in front of me. I shouldn't have come back to Nuka. If I run into the judge, I'd clobbered over the head.
The judge is not here.
I hope nothing's befallen him. With a little judge, you have as much chance as a chicken has teeth in its head.
There are only 2 old ones and a child.
The judges run away.
We'll search further.
Can't stand their stink. I get a migraine from it.
Your ladyship, please be as careful as possible until we have another judge.
What did I say, Ilushubalate? I adore the people. They're so straightforward and sensible and so plain. It's just their stink gives me a migraine.
There won't be much of a crowd. Most of the population is sitting behind locked doors because of the bother in the outskirts.
Is that the tramp?
Your Grace, Natella Abashvili, please refrain from all name-calling until we're sure the Grand Duke has named the new judge and we're rid of the peasant one. He's about as low as any who have been seen in a judge's robe, and things seem to be moving fast. Look.
Her Grace over there would have got her eyes out if she didn't know Azad was on the side of the table. He judges by the face.
Bring him in.
Quicker.
Get under the road.
Watch it.
Attempting to escape, yes?
How
in cloth I can't see.
What, so you want to see, eh?
How are you, dogs? How do you do, dogs? How is the world, dogs? Does it smell like a dog? Are you licking a boot again? Are you chewing yourself to death again, dogs?
Strip him of the judge's robes before he's hung up.
I never liked that man ever since I laid eyes on him.
You want a pile of justice? Here it is.
I don't want him.
You take him.
I don't
Okay.
hate him.
Hang him!
Stop! I have a letter from the Grand Duke that concerns the new appointment. Stand still. With regard to the new judge, the following is declared. We nominate a man who must be thanked for saving one of the most important lives in this country. He is called Aztec, from Nuka. Who's that?
The man beneath the gallows, Your Excellency.
What's going on here?
Permission to report that his worship has already been his worship, but was declared an enemy of the Grand Duke.
Make sure his worship faces no more attacks.
That one clapped her hands. I hope he saw it.
This is catastrophic.
Your Honor, we meant no harm.
Your Honor, what is your wish?
Nothing, my fellow dogs. Perhaps a boot to lick. You I pardon. Fetch me wine. Red wine. Sweet red wine. Get out! I have a case to deal with. And something for my seat. I take. We're done for.
They say a well can't be filled with dew.
Your Honor, this is quite a ridiculous case. The party opposite has abducted the child and refuses to give it back.
Very nice, isn't she? Very attractive. I declare the trial open and I ask for absolute honesty. From you especially.
I address the High Court. The common people say blood is thicker than water. This old adage...
The court wishes to know what fee the lawyers are getting.
What do you wish? I see. Your Honor, 500 piastres is the answer to the court's unusual question.
Everybody hear that? The question is unusual. I ask it because I hear you in a very different way when I know you're good.
I thank Your Honor. Of all bonds, the bond of blood is strongest. Is there closer tie than mother and child? Can one tear a child from its mother? I put it to the court that she conceived it in the holy ecstasies of love. She bore it in her body, fed it with her blood, gave birth to it in pain. One has seen how the savage tigress, if robbed of her young, will wear down to a shadow, relentlessly stalking the mountains. Nature herself.
Have you got anything to reply to that or anything else your man the lawyer has to say? He's mine. Is that it? Well, I hope you can prove it. Anyway, I advise you to tell me why you think I should give you the child. I brought him up as best I knew how to and how I felt I should. I always found him something to eat. He had always at least a roof over his head, and I brought all sorts of bother on myself for his sake. Cost me money as well. I did not once think of my own comfort. I brought the child up to be civil to everyone and to work as best he could, but he's still young.
Your Honor, it is worth noting that she herself claims no bond of blood between herself and the child.
The court makes a note of it.
Your Honor, thank you. Permit a mother laid low by suffering, who has lost her husband already and now fears the loss of her child, to direct a few words to you. Gracious Natella Abashvili.
Sir, a hideous fate forces me to ask for my beloved child to be returned. It is not for the likes of me to describe to you the agony of a mother robbed, the worry, the nights
It
without...
is outrageous how this woman is being treated. She is forbidden entry to her husband's palace. Her income from the estate is blocked. She is told in cold blood that they are all due to the heir, and that without the child, she can undertake nothing. She can't pay her lawyers. Dear Elo Shubaladze, why shouldn't it be stated that this really concerns the Abash? Abashvili Estate. Most respected Sandro Obaladze, please, we were agreed. Of course, it is also true that the outcome of this case also decides whether our client receives the disposal of the extremely large Abashvili estates. However, the main issue at stake here is the human tragedy of a mother. Even if Michael were not the heir to the Abashvili estates, he would still be the dearly beloved child of my client.
Stop! The court is touched by the mere mention of estates. It is terrible.
Your Honor, I thank you. Dear Elo Shubaladze, we can prove in any case that the person who grabbed the child is not the child's mother. Allow me to put the bare facts before the court. Through an unfortunate series of events, Michael Abashvili was left behind by his mother when she fled. Grusha, a kitchen maid in the palace who was there that Easter Sunday, was seen busying herself with the child.
While the other was concerned only what clothes she could come with her?
Grusha appeared in a nearby mountain village nearly a year later and entered into the marriage.
How did you get to the mountain village? By foot, Your Honor, and he was mine.
I am the father, Your Honor.
I looked after her for 5 piastres, Your Honor.
The man is Grusha's fiancé. I put it to the High Court that he is not to be trusted.
Are you the man she married in the mountains?
She married a peasant, Your Honor.
Why? I got married because of the child. To get him a roof over his head. He was away in the war, Your Honor. And now he wants you back, does he?
I would like to say...
I'm no longer free, Your Honor. What kind of child is this? Is he a scraggy little tinker? Or does he hail from a fine family with independent means? He's a normal child! And from an early age did he possess very refined features. He possessed a nose on his face. He possessed a nose on his face? A very significant answer on your part, I believe. They say about me that before making judgment I went out and smelled the roses. You need tricks like that these days. I'll bring this to an end. I'll hear no more lies from you, and especially from you. I can well imagine what kind of balderdash you've concocted to cheat me. I know you're like your swindlers. You'd want to cut it short after having seen what you took. Close your mouth. Did I take anything from you? Why, no. Because I have nothing. Exactly. I get nothing from you hungry gits. I could starve away myself. You roar for justice, but do you want to pay? If you go to a butcher, you expect you have to pay, but with a judge, you think it's a free ride.
They say the horse had its shoes on, and the horse fly stuck out its leg.
A jewel from a sewer is better than a stone from a mountain stream.
It's a fine day, said the angler to the worm. Will we go fishing?
I am my own master, said the servant boy, and he cut his own foot off.
I love you like a father, said the Tsar to the peasant, and he cut his own son's head off.
A fool is his own worst enemy.
Aye, and a fart has a nose.
A fine on you of 10 piastres for vulgar language in court. That'll learn you what justice is. This is fine justice. You have us stitched up because we can't speak as well as the ones who have lawyers. That's true. You are too thick. It's only right you get it between the eyes. Since you'd want to haul the child to her who's so delicate she'd panic if it wet itself, I can now see that you know no more about justice than I do myself. There's something in that. I'm an ignorant man. With me, everything goes on grub and drink. I was raised by the nuns. A fine on you of 10 piastres for contempt of court. And apart from that, you're stupid beyond belief to be turning me against you like this. You should be making eyes at me instead to put me in a good mood. 20 piastres.
Oh, make it 30 and I'd still tell you what I think of you, you drunken skunk.
How can you sit there and lord it over me? Aren't you ashamed to see me trembling before you?
No, you let them turn you into their servant, and that way no one will take their houses away from them, houses which they themselves stole. I have no respect for you, no more respect than for a thief or a robbing murderer who does what he wants because he has a knife. You can take the child away from me, it's 1 against 100, but I tell you one thing, your job is fit only for bloodsuckers, and men who kill children.
There it is, 30 piastres, fine. I won't go on haggling like this with you, it's undignified. And apart from that, I've completely lost interest in your case. Where are the two needing to be divorced? Bring them in. I'm setting aside this case for a quarter of an hour.
If we don't say another word, Your Grace, we have this verdict in the bay.
He's had it with you. Now we'll give the child away. Ugh, smelling salt. Smelling salt. I take. I hear you're looking for a divorce. I hear you're looking for a divorce. How long have you been married?
For 60 years, Your Honor.
For 61.
60.
61.
60.
Why do you want a divorce?
Because we can't stand the sight of each other.
For how long?
For 60 years.
60 years? Well, why'd you stay together so long if you hated each other so?
We were waiting for the children to die.
I'll ponder on this case and pronounce judgment after I've wrapped up the other case. I need the child. I'm seeing that you stand up a bit for justice. I don't believe the child is yours. Woman, if it was, would you not want him to be wealthy? If so, all you need say is that he's not yours. And straight away, you would have a palace, all the horses in the stables, all the beggars at the doorstep, all the soldiers in his service, and all the loads of petitioners in the courtyard. Yes? What's your answer to that? Would you not want him to have wealth? Hear what the angry woman thought now, but she did not speak. If he walked in golden shoes, he would trample those who lose. He would do harm and evil, and let me King laugh his fill. Hunger I hope he fears, but not hungry tears. Many fear the dark of night, but not the good daylight. Woman, I understand you, I think.
I won't give him away. I reared him and he knows me.
Oh, it's in rags. That's not true. They didn't give me time enough to dress him in his good shirt. He's been living in a pigsty.
I'm no pig, but there is a pig right here.
Where did you leave your child?
Oh, let you have as you trollop. There's a criminal. She should be taken out now and whipped.
Your Grace, Nutella Abashvili, you promise. Your Honor, it's her nerves. The plaintiff.
Plaintiff and accused. The court has heard this case of yours and has no clear notion as to who is the true mother of this child. As a judge, I have a duty to choose the mother. I will make a test. Draw a circle on the floor. Shelva, get a piece of chalk. Put the child in the center of the circle. Plaintiff and accused, both of you, place yourselves near the circle. Grab the child by the hand. The true mother will have the strength to pull the child to her out of the circle.
If it please the court, I object that the fate of the great Abashvili estates, which are this child's inheritance, should be decided on such a dubious single combat. Additionally, my client does not possess the same strength as this woman who is well used to doing physical labor.
Your client looks like a fine lump of a girl to me.
Pull!
What did I tell you? Blood's thicker than water.
What's wrong with you? You didn't pull.
I didn't hold on to him.
Your Honor, I take back what I said against you. I beg for mercy. Please, if I could only keep him until he knows all the words. He knows very few now. Don't influence the court. I'd say you know about 20 yourself. All right. I'll do the trial one more time.
What?
To convince myself completely. Pull! I beard him. Should I rip him to pieces? I can't do that. Plaintiff and accused. In this way, the court has decided who is the true mother of the child. There's your child. Take him away. And I warn you not to stay with him in the city. You vanish before I have you up for fraud. Everything is because of that. The estates shall go to the city, and a garden for children shall be made out of them. I proclaim it that it shall be called after me, Aztec's Garden. Time for me to remove the judge's robes. It's grown a bit too hot. I play the hero for nobody. But still, I invite you all to a little parting dance outside in the field. Oh, and in my hurry, I almost forgot. I have to carry out the divorce. This isn't right. You haven't divorced the two old ones. You've divorced Grusha from her husband. Wouldn't that break your heart? I've divorced the wrong ones, but that's how it stays. I take nothing back. There would be no order if I did. So I invite you to my party if you're still in the form for a dance. Oh, and you, both of you, owe me 40 piastres.
Well worth it, Your Honor, and thanks. Thanks.
I'm gonna need this.
Then, Michael, we'd best get out of the city tonight, yes? Do you like him?
Permission to report that I do like him.
Then I can tell you. I took him because I got engaged that Easter Sunday, and so he is a child of love.
Michael, we'll dance.
After that evening, Aztec disappeared. He was never glimpsed again. The people of Georgia remembered him, and remembered for a long time. The times when he was judged as a short golden age when there was justice.
Nearly. Take to heart, all you have heard, the tale of the Chalk Circle, and what that ancient song means.
What there is should belong to those who are good at it. Children to true mothers, that they may thrive.
Carts to good drivers, that they may be driven well.
And the valley to the waterers, so that it bears fruit.